There we go. Classic Lauren.
Oh, man.
So Lauren's pretty much a media professional. I don't mean to brag.
My job.
She kills it.
And it just happens to be the day our CEO is in here that I'm just royally screwing it up. So.
Are we live?
We're live.
That was me. It started on my face. Very close to my face, too.
Nice.
How long ago did we go live? Oh, there we are.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
We're up. So what's up, guys? It's the Refuge HQ live stream. Take 2, kinda and a half. That's all right. Lauren's doing great. We won't notice. We're not going to talk about it. We have audio, obviously. Hit the like button, share this, so that way people can make fun of us on the internet for being so bad at tech. Sorry, we actually do things and we're not nerds. We try our best. Even the people we pay to be nerds, they're not that great at it. So like, we're doing, average.
Lauren has a $9 per month budget. So,
that's right.
Like she's doing pretty good on $9.
Keep this up, it'll be $8.50. No,
My house was in this room. No,
that's right. Lauren's like, I really want a table. I'm gonna go get my table from my house and bring it to work. Rock and roll. IT guy said, have you tried turning it off and on again? That's what I do.
That's literally what we just did.
I had to blow on.
Yeah, it was literally like the old Nintendo 64. That's what we did. So we fixed it, no big deal. Guys, I don't know if you've seen the videos. We're talking about tourniquets this week. We've been talking a lot about TQs, and if you could help us out in the comment section of all of our videos and just police the absolute insanity that is coming out of human beings' mouth. If I see one more tampon or belt comment.
Oh, I had the best one yesterday.
What was it?
You can use a G-string as a tourniquet.
You can use a G-string, guys. Did you know that? Did you know you could use a G-string as a
So
tourniquet?
the irony of some moron using a $1,300 piece of technology in 2023 to say that you shouldn't use a purpose-built piece of life-saving equipment, but instead use a belt is astounding to me.
Dude.
It's not that you can't use a belt or a piece of cloth or a G-string if you had to. You could, because all we're trying to do is pinch the bleeding vessel against the bone structure. But while 58 caliber black powder muskets are cool, I really like modern day weaponry.
Right.
I like purpose-built stuff. And if, the triangle cloth with a stick worked so great, then we would have never developed the windlass tourniquet, the cat tourniquet, because, soldiers used to be issued 2 cravats, 2 triangles of cloth. And if you had to make a tourniquet, you could if you just found a stick. And then we went to war in the desert where there's no sticks. And so some genius was like, what if I take a piece of cloth and I put a stick on it?
Nice.
And that's where the first cat tourniquet came from. So it's not that you can't use a belt, but a plan to improvise is a plan to fail. And I don't know, if I shoot you in your femoral artery with an FNFAL and you can't get your belt off and get that bleeding occluded within about 90 seconds or so, you're going to enter decompensatory hypovolemic shock, you're going to lose blood pressure, you're going to pass out, and then you're going to die.
Yep.
Or you could spend $30 and have a tourniquet. Whatever.
$30. That's like for a family of 5. Taco Bell's more expensive than that now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So like you're
Also-
complaining about
also Taco Bell bad.
Expensive. It's $30.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. I'm willing to hear somebody say, you can use a belt if you have a recorded public block of instruction on how to use a belt. Let me see it.
Yeah.
Let me see you teach somebody this. But there's a lot of people, unfortunately, whose entire existence revolves around leaving what they perceive to be wise comments on YouTube videos. And really all you're doing is talking shit.
Yeah.
And because there's no pressure and accountability for your YouTube comment, you will never know the number of people that you killed with your bad advice. Because now you got some dude or some chick walking around who thinks, I've got a belt, I'm good to go, even though they've never made a tourniquet out of a belt. Some belts you can absolutely make a tourniquet out of. Some you can't. Take a stiffened 2-inch duty belt and make a tourniquet out of that. I'll wait.
Right?
Best of luck.
Yeah, dude.
So, rigger's belt, more likely, because it's made of webbing. So anyway, it's a nuanced conversation that's dependent upon you actually having the skill set to perform the things you're talking about,
yeah.
rather than just emoting in the comments like a 4-year-old.
Someone said, did no one watch Jurassic Park? Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%, as the children say.
Yeah. We got some great comments in here. If you know what you're doing, you can use a lot of things as a TQ. If you don't know what you're doing, you probably can't even use a TQ
Tourniquet,
as a TQ.
left arm.
Tourniquet, left
Go.
arm. I'm not using that fake.
This one's not staged.
Oh my gosh. I'm dying. Oh my gosh, hurry up.
You're using your belt? No. Good
No.
job.
Oh,
not
wow.
using your belt.
I'm not
I was
using
like,
my belt.
Why aren't you using your belt, Bob? How come this one wasn't staged, Bob?
I'm sorry, bro. I didn't put it there.
Man, my biceps are so big from all that tree work I've been doing lately.
Oh my gosh, dude, you're so strong.
I am the strongest. I've been doing a lot of tree work lately. I actually commented to my wife yesterday, I can't believe I used to do this all the time.
For a living.
This is like a ton of work. What is wrong with me?
So we have a video coming out tomorrow of Keith and Bob doing the fake tourniquets. And I can assure you, you didn't get that face out of Bob on the fake tourniquet. You just kept turning.
Yeah, dude, that hurt. I don't know if you saw the face.
S-curving or whatever.
I do this a lot, and I was trying to look good for the camera, but like this one is there. She's solid. The blood is not flowing.
I break fake tourniquets all the time, just for fun.
Look at this.
We have more than we can count in class at Refuge Training,
So
because they're shit.
this is what a windlass should look like. Notice how it's not curved like a bow. That's pretty important when you're trying to bet your life to it. This is what a fake Chinese windlass looks like after one use.
Yep.
One use. So why does that matter, Bob? It doesn't matter if it bends. Guys, if it bends, it's not going to be able to hold in the C-clamp, okay? Like it comes out. So food for thought there. Also, it's gonna break if it bends.
Over on Instagram, I'm gonna guess your name, Caseta something. Bought the cheap tourniquet just to try and break it myself. I'm 5'7", 170 pounds, and snapped the windlass on turn 4.
Yep.
Yeah, now do it as 6'3", 240 and full of meat.
Now do it when somebody's shooting at you and they're shitting your shorts.
Yeah, right?
You know what? Another comment I was getting though, or actually I noticed over on the Prepping for Survival page, we had people talk. They had asked like, you know, are you EDCing a tourniquet? Something along those lines. And there were people in there being like, oh, if I shoot somebody, I'm not going to try and stop their bleeding. That kind of stuff. I'm like, you do realize that like
Bullets go both
Bullets
ways.
go both
not
ways.
just bullets. Like we
Accidents.
drive every day.
Do you EDC a tourniquet? Ugh.
Oh, dang, dude, is that the ankle kit from Refuge
There's
Medical?
on the internet.
Holy smokes, that's the ankle kit from Refuge
Look
Medical.
at that sucker right there.
Oh my gosh. So this guy is currently sold out. A bunch of people have been asking about it. Just wait. Here we got about another shipment coming in a week or two. So stay looking for this. This is awesome. Seriously, this is the way to EDC.
This one did 4 water crossings
Yeah.
less than a week ago.
Still going.
It's still going.
Still going.
Had a lot of mud on it afterwards for some odd reason.
Yeah, so we just did a video yesterday. I don't know if when you guys will see it, but Heath and I went over our med kits and then a CLS bag that we brought on an overnight ruck, and it got absolutely drenched in rain. So
Yep.
we wanted to show you guys kind of what components suffered in the rain, if any, and then what went well. Kind of how long was it still wet? We did it, a couple of days after the video or after the ruck, and so we wanted to show you guys, that perspective. I think you should be out there. You all should know what your gear feels like in the rain because you're training, right? You guys should know that. But if you haven't trained in the rain with your gear yet, this is a little bit of insight. Yeah, the only thing that snuck up on me was like the Povidone iodine.
Povidone
wipes.
iodine?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the only one.
You know what's fun? Carry a stomp bag around in your truck for a hot minute, like 2-3 years, go multiple deployments, and then need some iodine and hop in there. And at some point, somebody probably put their entire former heavyweight body weight on top of it and exploded. Oh, deadly! And exploded the 8-ounce Povidone iodine onto everything. That's cool.
Scott had a great point. How about people just buy from Refuge? Problem solved. Support the cause. Rip and roar as bears do, brothers.
We actually got asked on Instagram on one of our posts if another company, who shall not be named, sells the cat tourniquets, and one of our followers or someone commented and said that they do. However, they own rats, and so they are always pushing rats, and cats always out of stock. We always have cats.
Yeah, we literally, we want to make sure that we have tourniquets that work per the Committee on TCCC. I don't care, like we've talked extensively about this.
Not the Committee on Tickling Cute Kitty Cats either.
Right.
The Committee on Tactical Combat Casualty Care.
Which we talk about this in class a little bit, but I want to reiterate to you guys, COTC is another way that the men and women of our country serve us, right?
Yep.
So not only do they go out and they fight for freedom, right? But they also, if they're wounded or if they're killed, that information is then studied, and then it's disseminated down through all the appropriate channels so that it can be applied to you, the everyday citizen. So why do we know tourniquets work? Because somebody laid their life down to have that information. And by somebody, I mean some buddies. So for us to pick a belt over the $30 tool that literally men and women died to create is just dishonorable. It's stupid. Stop it. Stop it. Get some help.
And there's plenty of studies in the body of work that COTC has examined where people did try to improvise and they failed.
Yeah.
Plenty, thousands of examples. And so it's, you fall to your level of training, you don't rise to your level of expectation. And so there's a lot of people that were trained 20 years ago on cravat and stick, or they were trained on belt in the Boy Scouts, and that's what they know, and so they have mental assent to the idea of tourniquet. Boom, check that box, I'm good.
Right.
As if medicine and tactical medicine hasn't evolved over the last 20, 40, 100 years.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
Are you using a beeper still?
No, I have the Zach Morris cell phone.
Right.
You know, this one.
Block.
Yeah.
awesome.
But you know, combat medics in the Army, World War II, were basically just issued gauze pads. It basically looked like a trauma bandage, but not even as good as what we have today. That's it. That's what they had. They had that. They had sulfur. They had cornstarch to induce clotting. And maybe some morphine ampules and shears and maybe a hemostat or two. That's what they had. That was the combat medic. That's what he had.
Good grief.
And then like what I have on my ankle today, they would have killed for in World War II. And so yeah, you can totally, absolutely, you can make a tourniquet out of a belt, 100%. You can also go to war with your grandpa's 30-30 lever gun. You know what I'd rather have? A belt fed.
I was just gonna say, a belt fed, a technical?
Yes, ma'am.
Another huge reason for all these iterations is we've learned how to prevent nerve damage.
Mhm.
A lot of these things they think they can use.
Yep.
Sure, you can use it. You can also end up with permanent
Yep.
nerve damage.
Yeah, and that
Why prepare to improvise?
and that goes back to the old adage of life over limb.
Right.
Absolutely. If you want to deal with nerve damage, compartment syndrome, muscle death because you used literally a thong, is what some moron said in a comment. You used a thong to make a tourniquet. Did it stop the bleeding? Yep, but you also lost the limb because the cloth wasn't a minimum of 1.5 inches wide. Again, we know these things. These aren't suppositions. We know these things from tens of thousands of applications of tourniquets in wartime. So it's not even an argument to me. It's just people showing a lack of education.
Yeah, there's two really good comments here. The first is from Rachel. Yeah, that was my husband until after he took the Refuge training. Then he was like, oh, these are way better than a belt. Right, because like once you actually use a tourniquet and then we in class, because you said you're going to use a belt, make you use a belt. And now you look dumb in front of everybody.
Yep.
That's kind of what we do. Another good comment from Big Daddy Swish. He's like, what's the best way to prevent lint getting stuck in the Velcro when everyday carrying a TQ? That right here is, this is a Kydex TQ sheath. You can carry this on your belt line. We can sell them with Tech-Lock belt clips. The TQ goes in here like so, and it covers a majority of that hook and loop. So that way you're not getting debris in there. And it can sit on your belt line, right, like so. So really, this is the only part that's showing, and it's not in your pocket to where all that lint is. So, I mean, unless you're like a really linty individual. In which case, just switch to the soft tea, bro.
A linty individual, huh?
Dude's just got lint coming out everywhere. I don't know,
You know,
guys.
we're all friends here, right? I'm laying in bed last night. My wife goes, "What is in your belly button?" I was like, "I don't know. What's in there?" She goes, "I don't know." And I was like, and so it's been a little chilly, so I've been wearing a lot of wool. I'm also woolly myself, and then I've been running a steel 500i for 3 days, and I don't know what it is. You've run chainsaws, dude. You
Everywhere.
get literally sawdust everywhere.
It doesn't matter.
Everywhere, like in your underwear. It's like, how did I get sawdust
I've gone
in
to
there?
the bathroom and it's been on the other end. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
You
how?
breathe it in.
How? Like, it's in your socks, in your boots. Like, how did that happen? So I had this creature of bear hair, wool lint, and sawdust in my belly button.
Save it?
No, I chucked that shit across the room.
Bro, you should have lit it on fire, bro.
I'm gonna clip this later. And
Yep.
It will be used.
That's actually a really good fire starter. If you ever find yourself stranded in the wilderness
Look for some bear
and you have wool lint in your belly button, you can pull that out, strike a spark.
Oh, yeah.
And we could probably get $5,000 for that for Caleb House. I should find that thing.
You should. Alaska for Real says, we have linty bears in Alaska, bro.
Hell yeah.
So there you go.
Hell yeah.
Like hand cotton balls.
They're tactical.
Yeah, so John Kaysen, he says, I was in the Wisconsin Army Guard when we transitioned from the old individual first aid kit to a new one with a cat before deploying in 05.
Yep.
Went from tourniquet last to tourniquet first, if lots of blood. And that's the thing is, like, we learned new information.
Yeah.
Like, we evolved in our knowledge.
Do you know what the definition of learning is? Same stimulus, different response.
That's like the opposite of insanity.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Hemi said, first one to donate $100 gets Bear's Naval Goblin.
Quick, Kale, buy that website.
Oh my gosh.
Bears Naval.
KO, we need Bear's Naval Goblin.
Go to bearsnavalgoblin.com.
Just a
little-
violin.
To put his belly button lint creature, and it's gonna be called the naval goblin.
The Naval Goblin.
Oh my gosh. Bear
Nope.
No.
No, we're not doing the pillow because some weirdo out there is going to put holes in it that it wasn't sent with.
If any of you make a bear pillow, I'm suing you. Probably not, but you're getting a
already
stern
patented.
We
talking to.
need to go ahead and just trademark
Yeah,
my
we need
face
to
right now
trademark
real
that.
quick.
Quick, get on it.
That's just gross.
Coffee first said, what did I just walk into? Yeah,
So-
dude, it's all right.
So ducks on deployment in Mayfield did give me a life-size bear.
Yeah.
That Aspen now has that she has named Chocolate, and it's huge.
Really?
But it sat in.
Always naming it food.
Yeah, always. We had a cat named Potato. It's just a thing. But it sat in my driver or my passenger seat all the way back from Mayfield. This giant teddy bear. It's huge. It's like the size of me.
Did you get a picture of you staring at it? You know, like.
That would have been so
It was
funny.
so long ago, Lauren. Like it was a long time ago.
Soul Studios, you said Caleb House update. Guys, if you're looking for Caleb House updates, the best thing for you to do is go to calebhouse.org and you can subscribe to the newsletter. And that's and the new one just came out.
The
right?
restoration report.
Yeah, the restoration report. And that's going to give you updates on like what the building process looks like, whatever they're up to, those crazy kids, and you know, whatever you can do to best stay in the fight. So that's kind of the best way. Guys, he may be involved over there. I don't work for Caleb House. This is Refuge, so you know there's a separation there, as there should be with all things.
Spaghetti.
Over on Instagram,
Spaghetti.
Hardcore hair sticks. You guys and gals are awesome. Glad I found your page.
Hardcore hair sticks.
Okay.
I don't even know what a hair stick is.
I don't know.
Like that
I couldn't hardcore a hair
Take,
stick
like,
if I wanted to.
drumsticks out of your hair and
Like you know how sometimes Oriental people have like chopsticks in their hair.
that's where you
What
can
if like
do
Oriental
FMA,
is
Filipino
racist
martial
now?
arts?
that. What?
Nothing.
Shut it down. Bear, mission heard on the brief this morning. I messaged every YouTuber I subscribe to and talking to them about Caleb House.
Thank you.
Dude, that's awesome. That's super cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, so we don't have a ton going on right now. We're shipping out your Black Friday, black multicam orders, your blue floral, your purple, all those awesome bags. We just had probably a 2-hour meeting about streamlining for you guys what kits we offer to make sure that you're just like the best, as well as we're having a sustainable supply chain because stuff is only getting weirder. And so with that, we want to consolidate to ensure that the supply chain is consistent so that you guys can get that gear when you need it. So that might mean like minimizing the amount of kits we have. It might mean removing some products. But with that, we're only doing it to provide you guys a better service.
Why the hell
right?
does it smell so good in here? What is that?
It's this thing. It's this thing right here.
What
This
is
is the Refuge candle. It's a natural soy wax. Don't eat it. Soy
No,
bad.
it smells like Indian food. It doesn't smell
Oh no,
like a
that's
candle.
them over there. They're eating that.
What are they eating?
Smells like
The
Indian.
refuge candle is also nice.
This does not smell like. This does not smell like Indian food. This smells like.
Ethan's like, I got a
I don't
bunch
know.
of questions about my candle and if it smells like Indian food and like I don't know where it's coming from.
What's up, Red? Would you care if I bring it up at different churches? I'm remodeling 3 at the moment. I think he's talking about Caleb House.
Send it.
Send it, bro. Talk to anybody. How much is that kit that you're holding? This right here is the bare minimum, and so the bare minimum is a trauma-capable blowout kit, as well as it has some boo-boo capability. This guy comes in right around $200. This is in the blue floral.
Limited.
It's a limited edition kit. This is the first time we've run a color like this. And if you look, once you open it up, you can open it up with one hand. You have an accoutrement of trauma supplies right there that you can access quickly. As well as in here, you've got your boo-boo gauze, you got some OTC wipes, and some Band-Aids, and all that good stuff. And then in the back here for the Bear Min, we've got a burn shield, and then we've also got our halo dressing. And on the outside, you have a pair of shears, which is retained with a shart, which is a shear holder active retention.
Shears active retention tab.
Yeah, shears
Everything
active-
needs an acronym.
And then this is the turd holding on to the cat.
Tactical
Jet 7.
utility retention device.
Yeah, so we love acronyms over here. Super ultra tactical and stuff. I highly recommend the Bear
You know
Man.
where we like, so it's funny because in the .gov and .mil, everything has an acronym.
Right.
And then when we first started, we were heavily dependent upon North American Rescue as a supplier.
Right.
And they make great stuff.
Yeah,
I
they
got
do.
nothing against them.
No.
But all of their kits, all of them, all have acronyms as well.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? Just acronym everything, just for giggles.
Just-
Let's just acronym everything. And
All
so,
the acronyms,
but if
bro.
you're gonna have an acronym, why not have the turd, the shart? You know, so it's kind of a
Might as well make a joke out
yeah,
of it.
it's a cute little middle finger. Is
Yeah,
what
you
it
know.
is.
We just like to make fun at the industry for being so dang serious all the
Yeah,
time.
uptight all the time. You know,
Guys, chill, bro.
it's almost like you would just like die if you didn't have this stuff.
I know.
You know?
What is this, life and death?
I have a belt. What's the big deal?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. My wife has a tampon. It's at my house right now because I don't carry her tampons, but it's fine. I won't get shot
Keenan
right here.
Finkelstein, is the boogie an acronym? I just got mine and I love it, by the way. No, the boogie is not.
You could figure it out.
It
though.
will be
You
here
could figure
shortly.
it out. Yeah. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
He's thinking so hard right now.
Yeah, I got it.
Big ol' oodles
bear.
are good.
No. The idea behind the boogie was, first of all, like it just dangles.
Yep.
And it's a really good kid kit. And if you've had like littles before, there's a season about 5 months out of the year where it doesn't matter what you do, your kids always have boogers just dangling from their face.
boogies.
And it's like, what the hell is wrong with you? So the boogie kit. What do you got, Loom?
Can we live stream the Refuge Ruckus?
That's going to be happening.
Yeah, I think it already is.
I probably am doing me, Dudley, and I think
Dudley
Taylor?
has a rig
I think Taylor's doing
specifically
that.
built for his bicycle to be able to ride his bike while filming and
Wait,
live
that's
streaming
actually
during the. I'm not kidding. Yeah, it's happening.
that the GIF that was sent in the media chat
It's
is
real.
actually
No,
gonna happen?
that's a real thing. Dudley will be.
Why do people say GIF?
I don't
It's
know.
a GIF.
It's a generated image file. It's not a generated.
Go ahead and like
Generated.
It's
GIF.
a GIF.
GIF.
It's a GIF.
settle down.
It's
a
a
GIF.
GIF.
All right, everybody in here, GIF or GIF?
General interchange format.
Yeah, we know English. GIF or GIF?
GIF.
It's not generated, it's general.
Oh shit! Oh shit! It's not generated. It's general.
Give it to David.
You asked a computer a question and then were surprised when you got a straight.
Our AI, David.
Yeah, that's right. GIF is peanut butter. That's right,
That's
Nostradamus.
right.
GIF, not GIF. That's right. Everybody gets
We're
it in
here.
the chat.
Listen, we are solving the world's real problems right now.
Right.
Forget tourniquets.
I wanna know,
What?
Is it pecan or is it pecan?
Depends on where you're from, sweetheart. If you're south of the Mason-Dixon, it's pecan. If you're north of the Mason-Dixon, you say pecan.
It's pecan.
If you really want to piss people off, you say peckin.
Oh, Oh, God, no.
Somebody had a good comment. They said, I've been a paramedic for 20 years. When my daughter went on a missions trip, I sent her with the bear fact. Yeah, guys, it doesn't matter if it's a paramedic or if it's a fire captain or if it's a TAC-P or an 18 Delta. We have seen literally versed professionals in every single field choose our products for not just themselves, but for the people they care about, which is like, why did we make a blue floral bear min? Because maybe your daughter doesn't want multicam. You know?
Lower the barrier of entry for those who might not otherwise carry a kit. That's why. Because, and this, like, put this in a college dorm room. Nobody would think twice about it.
No.
What is that? It's a trauma blowout kit, right? So that's why. It lowers the barrier of entry. Because a lot of people, when they see multicam, right, they're going to have a certain response to multicam.
Yeah, it's stimulated.
Right, you know.
They see it on the news every time the Ukraine war's talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
their
I don't
brain's
want
like,
one of those. What do you got?
We have an ETA on coyote brown arcs and dinglers.
Approximately your face 2024?
I don't, but as I go to the bathroom, I can get that ETA.
Oh, you're going to the bathroom?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Hi.
I'm gonna leave my microphone here.
My name's Bear.
So that way I'm
founder
not
and
peeing on the
CEO
mic.
of Refuge, what, we're doing Refuge stuff, of refugemedical.com. Made in America, guaranteed forever.
One time, Bob left his mic on.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Went
Yeah,
to take a
he went
piss.
to the bathroom, and the thing was still hooked up to my phone.
Was he pissing or shitting?
Thankfully, I couldn't hear it. I could just see the volume thing like moving.
That's awesome. All right, what questions we got?
All right, hey guys, going to be flying in for the ruckus. Will there be low-cost places to stay the night? Possible campgrounds nearby?
100%. There's all those things from 4-star hotels down to no-star hotels, down to state parks if you want to camp in the state park, to Airbnbs, all that stuff. And if you need any specific help, get pointed in the right direction, just email Sarah at events@calebhouse.org and she will hook you up. On all the continents, Andrew Barnes. What's up, bro?
I smell peak woodland coming? Doubtful.
Nope.
Don't even.
We did pink woodland. We did a pink camo. Here's the thing with woodland. We were just talking about this earlier. There's a very small but very vocal crowd that is diehard M81 woodland. And we listened to the 4 of y'all who were like, you got to make M81 woodland kits. And so we did. We made 100 of each. And then we had 96 of each sitting on the shelf for like a year. And it's like, where did all these people who wanted woodland go? It was just 4 of y'all. So.
You have a demo of the Beltline first aid kit you can show. I will be back.
Oh, the belt kit?
Yeah.
Do we even have belt kits in stock right now?
I don't know.
I don't know. Why does it take a piss? Shouldn't it be leave a piss? I don't know, Hemi. Deep thoughts today. Had a manager at a retail store who sat on his mic cable switch every time he went to drop a deuce. That's phenomenal. Marpat. So Aaron Bear, we would still be making Marpat right now if the Department of Defense hadn't bought it all. That's a fact. I love Marpat. Marpat Woodland is my jam. I love it. The Department of Defense has decided all the Marpat is their Marpat right now. So much so that the Marine Corps loosened its standards.
Yeah.
They're like, listen, if you don't have Marpat Woodland, you can run Marpat Desert. If you don't have Marpat Desert or Marpat Woodland, you can just run Coyote Brown. Like, it'd be like that, yo.
Yeah, and the Navy's trying to move away from AOR 1 and 2 into a Marpat pattern.
Is that blue camera?
No, AOR 1 literally looks exactly like Marpat. It's lighter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Irish Cream, M81 is badass though. I'll die on that hill. Listen, I have been indoctrinated into M81 Woodland, but we were just talking about this. The problem is the vast majority of people who have M81 Woodland have spent a total of $61 on their entire kit because they bought it at Jim's Surplus Auto Parts and Military Store.web. And so then when you're like, here's a bear fact, they're like, holy shit, that cost more than all my kit put together. And it's like, yes, because we just made it. It wasn't issued in 1982. So, you know, here's a very basic business piece of advice. Businesses make money, hobbies don't.
Yep.
And whether we want to or not, Refuge has to be profitable. Otherwise, I have to send all of these people home. And will the father take care of them if I do that? Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
But is that the agreement I made with him? No, it's not.
Yeah, I
so,
just prefer to have a job. It'd be cool.
yeah, so we gotta turn a little profit every now and then.
Much for a job now have to pay
Much
bill.
for a job for bill pay. No slave.
Somebody said Cryptech, and then the next person says it glows. I have not seen a Cryptech pattern not glow under nods or under IR. And I'm not saying like, oh, it kind of glows. Like highlighter glows. So maybe they have super cool patterns that like I don't know about, and maybe I missed it. Totally possible. I don't know much about much, but just what I've seen.
Any plans to attend Mountain Readiness in May?
So Mountain Readiness in May very much so wants us to be there. The problem with us being there in May is that we will have newborn children.
Yeah.
And so the likelihood of us actually being there is slim to none, which is something I've already conveyed to T of Mountain Readiness. I want to be there. I will be there in spirit, but the actuality of me driving halfway across the country again to go hang out in Harmony, North Carolina for a weekend with a newborn is incredibly low. It's just facts.
That makes sense.
It's just facts.
That's valid.
You brought a belt kit over here. You were going to show that to somebody.
Yeah, to the guy who asked about your Coyote Arc and Dangler, they should hit the door tomorrow, which means your order will most likely hit the other door tomorrow. So there you go. And if it doesn't, it's because we were going to make it that day, but then we didn't because we ran out of time and stuff. That happens. We're humans. But if you have any questions or something, you can always hit the chat. Belt kit. Dude, this is a high quality kit. It's affordable. It's easy to get into. You can run it a ton of different ways. That's why we designed it the way we did. You got your shears on the back. It's really, really simple, right? Pull this little tab up. That deploys your tourniquet out. So that way you can grab it. Oh, high tech, people. I know. Right behind your tourniquet, you got a Halo chest seal, just a set of chest seals. We tried not to put a bunch of extra stuff in here. When you open up your pocket right here on front, right on top you have your gloves, okay? Squeeze from the bottom, you have your S mark, and then you have compressed jaws. You can form an ETD with these two things. You can do a lot in terms of blowout, like I've been shot or stabbed with these tools right here. So this is the belt kit. I recommend belt kits for school resource officers, for people who are working on construction and job sites, for police officers. This will also fit Narcan on the bottom pouch perfectly. We designed it for that reason. So that way people who wanted to carry Narcan had an easier way to do it. You can grab it right now. We got it in a bunch of different colors.
Massive bleeding airway and respiratory on that kit,
That's
which
right.
is saying something because that's a compact little kit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it literally is just that big. It fits in my hand, smaller than the SOB.
Someone asked, would that belt kit strap to a seat belt?
Yep, absolutely will. So it's got two little straps right here that it can sit inside. These unbutton, not unbuckle.
They unbuckle?
They unbuckle.
So listen, I appreciate you, whoever asked that question, but let's be honest. With enough duct tape and paracord, you can strap anything to anything.
Yeah.
And if we introduce baling wire into this situation, we could build the Empire State Building.
That is so real.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
so true.
like,
So you got two malice clips right here. So these are plastic, so you'll have a little bit of tension, and then you can do your overlay with your nylon straps as well. So yeah, you can definitely get it to go.
I had a
back
guy
in.
tell me in the desert one time, he says, you know the difference between Delta and Special Forces? I said, sure, what do you got? He goes, Delta has more electrical tape and paracord on their shit.
That's funny. That's
Sup?
super funny.
Caleb House question, is there a millstone patch or a rock pile patches?
Events@calebhouse.org.
Yeah. Shyland, do y'all sell auto inject Narcan kits so I can have fun safely? No, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Drugs bad, okay?
We might not be the right page for you.
No, and I mean that like as a former drug addict, I mean that with sincerity.
How do they define fun? Are you talking about Narcaning yourself, or are you skateboarding through downtown San Francisco and there's junkies everywhere? Like what's up? We don't have Narcan available to the public for a couple of reasons. The first is the manufacturer of Narcan, this should be an indicator, cannot keep up. And so that leads into the second reason. When we get it, the Narcan that we get goes to law enforcement because they're much more likely to need it than you are. Unless you live in a place where you need Narcan as much or more than law enforcement, which is an indicator that you should strategically relocate today. You should set the phone down, go to U-Haul, get the biggest truck they have, throw all your shit in it, and just drive somewhere else.
What's scary is I just saw this thing about like, it was don't pick up this or don't touch it. If you see this, if you see like money, put in your door handle or right under your car, don't touch it because it can be laced.
Yep.
Like, that's so freaking crazy.
Yep.
You know how many times you tell it like,
But see, here's the thing. It's not that where we are is impervious to that, but we need to be careful here of onboarding the hype of the big cities.
Yeah.
Because nobody in population 23 in this little town over here, they don't have $1 to stick on your windshield. Let alone fentanyl to lace it with. Like they're just, that shit's not happening.
It's much more likely they're trying to steal your ATV. Like,
Yep.
And that's just that's just normal meth head stuff. You'll have that on those big jobs.
Yep.
You know. I carry injectable Narcan. Thankfully, I haven't had to use it yet. Yeah, dude. I mean, I've seen it used a bunch of times. I've never had to personally use it, but it's pretty bad in the big cities right now. Narcan saves lives, but fact, it costs $600 for an EpiPen, and those people avoid what can kill themselves. Yeah, no crap. Not joking there. Daniel said, I may have missed it. How did the Caleb's House Super Donor Campaign go? What was the final amount raised?
$356,000 on the donor matching, praise Yah, and then $14,000 from the silent auction, praise Yah, for a total of $370,000 for Giving Tuesday for Caleb House. Whew. Yep.
Dang.
it was so bad in Prescott, Arizona, they gave out Narcan with every single prescription.
Yeah, move.
Yeah.
Move.
Yep.
That's probably an indicator.
Yeah, I'd not be there. Lamppost said, I had to have the if someone tied to your car or something is tied to your car, run and call PD conversation with my sister when she went to college last year. Best thing ever when she decided to transfer home this year. Yeah, that's awesome. And that's a good thing too, is have these conversations with the people. The same way that you should be talking to people about first aid kits, you should be talking about the dangers and why they might need one. Like, why would you need Narcan? Well, here are the risks that are associated with it. Why would you need a tourniquet? Here are the risks that are associated with it. You know?
Really basic question. Do you have a pair of gloves on you?
That's a great question.
Nitrile gloves.
Yeah.
They cost nothing. They fold up in your pocket. Ask me how I know. Do you have a pair of gloves on you? Because even if you're rendering aid to somebody, we go over this in class. It's like, run their pockets. Okay? What if they have fentanyl in their pockets? You just touched it.
Dude, I don't open weird mail without gloves.
Yeah.
I do.
But
But
I'm
I'm
a little paranoid.
I look at
A scotch.
Just a smidge.
Just like IRS.
Yeah, anything from the government, I'm putting a hazmat suit on. Jet fuel does not melt steel beams. And shut it down. So,
We had a guy needed 4 cans of Narcan and he was still baked life-saving measures by our staff for an hour before the ambulance got there.
gosh.
Yep. Yeah, just don't, y'all. Listen, sell all your shit, move to the country, start a goat farm, eat plants, stand outside in the sun, read your Bible, do what it says. Like, just
Dude, that might be the best advice you've ever given.
knock it off with all this other worldly bullshit. Just stop.
Be a Hebrew. Just not that hard.
We're about to what?
We're about to get chickens again.
Yeah, chickens are the gateway drug. They should make chicken Narcan.
Dude.
But that would actually be a really funny piece of content.
Yeah.
Like you get chickens and you're just laying in the yard twitching one day, somebody runs up and Narcans you. She OD'd on homesteading.
Yeah, once you get chickens, it is all over, dude.
Next thing you know, you're like
90.
Googling how to butcher a zebu.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, oh, how far we've fallen.
Yeah, it was like a year and a half ago. We got chickens this morning. Somebody's like, "Hey, dude, I found A2 dairy cattle for you." And I'm like, "Yes."
This is a literal
Thought
conversation.
to myself, "How did we get here?"
4 hours ago.
You are gonna sell us the milk. Right?
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
Yeah,
sweet.
absolutely.
Charcan.
That's why my wife and I have been building up the milk distribution.
Oh, I see what it was.
Oh.
We're
We got your
solidifying
milk,
our
we got your
supply
milk.
chain right now. See,
Internal economy.
that's right. baby.
Internal
We
economy.
needed to make sure that whole market was there before we committed to the cow, because I can't drink 3 gallons a day.
You're gonna get yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know, dude.
No?
We drink like 3 or 4 gallons of milk a week, like in my
Well,
house.
but cow makes cheese and butter.
Yeah, we
and
do that.
everything
We
else
do all
out
the
of it,
stuff.
too, so.
You know, we'd be making stuff. Speaking of chickens, my
Yep.
5 hens gave me 7 eggs today, which I don't use artificial light. Love winter laying hens. Rhode Island whites. Nice. Thank you. I was just going to ask what type of bird it was, too. and he
Please
just let it in there.
explain the difference in the TQ styles. There's 2 primarily that we use here at Refuge. This is the Generation 7 Cat Combat Application Tourniquet. This is a Committee on TCCC recommended windlass tourniquet. The other is this right here, which is the Soft T Special Operations Forces tourniquet, both of which are Committee on TCCC recommended. They both have this rod right here, this bar, this stick that's a windlass, and what happens is when you turn this, it constricts this band that crushes down and it pinches the bleeding vessel against the internal bone structure. So the Soft T and the Cat are pretty dang similar. They both have windlasses. They both have these straps here. They both have retention on the top to hold the windlass in place. They're slightly different. One is on the Soft T, you have a buckle here that's removable. EMTs really like this for impinged limbs, like a limb that's stuck in a vehicle or something. It's pretty quick. The Soft T also has a longer strap, so it'll go around larger limbs. Not that the Cat can't go around large limbs, but very large limbs, the Soft T is the way to go. With the Cat, you can do the same thing for an impinged limb by opening it up, taking the strap out of the buckle, going around the impinged limb, then going back through the buckle, and then you're good to go. And then the real main difference between the two is that the Soft T, this piece of webbing here is a lot like seatbelt webbing. It's just very heavy duty nylon webbing, and it's a single ply of webbing. The Cat has an internal Kevlar band inside of it right here. It's about 1 inch wide, and that's sandwiched inside 2 layers of nylon that's then glued and stitched around the edge. And so the Cat makes its initial compression by using this hook and loop, this Velcro that's on here. Velcro is a trademarked term.
Yep.
So the tactical industry calls it hook and loop, but there's hook and loop here. And so the Cat is the most intuitive windlass tourniquet to use, which is why we include it in most of our kits. You just basically get this on high and tight and then pull, and you're gonna stretch and compress and then come around the back, and I'm already getting compression on the artery. Then I'm gonna turn this, and it's 1 turn past badwards. The better you do at pulling the strap to begin with, the fewer turns you need. It's usually about 3. There it is. Then the strap goes through the C-clip here for retention. Time tab goes over the top, and boom, I got a tourniquet. With the Soft T requires a little bit more training. It's a little bit less intuitive, although you should be training with all of these things. You wanna reset that for me?
I got you, dog.
Thanks. The Soft T, hold on. When I go to pull this, nothing happens. And so you have to ratchet the Soft T down in order to get it to go, like so. Windlass, C-clip, so you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna turn this, and then the challenge with the Soft T is to get the windlass into that C-clip. There we go. And come on, you. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a challenge. So it requires a little bit more training with the Soft T. The benefit of the Soft T is it's more compact than the Cat is. And so for everyday carry, I now everyday carry a Soft T because it has a smaller form factor. It fits in a pocket better.
Yep.
But the Cat is the undisputed king of windlass tourniquets. And so that's why for all of our individual first aid kits, our law enforcement and military first aid kits, our vehicle kits, we're using Cats in there where form factor and size is not as much of a consideration because it's so intuitive, literally children can do it. My 7-year-old knows how to put a Cat tourniquet on people, no questions asked. And my 17-year-old has taught an assistant instructed responder 1 more times than I can count.
Right.
So, but that's the primary difference between the two.
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
Someone said y'all are a good influence. Went to a Stop the Bleed class yesterday. Now I know how to operate the tourniquet I got in my bear pack.
Love it.
Nice.
One of the things that I've been posting on Patreon on the Bear Independent channel, it's a 4-parter. It's over 4 hours of content of Stop the Bleed from Mountain Readiness. And when me and Dudley were there, he recorded the whole thing. And so that's coming out. It's 2 different bleeding control classes, parts 1 and 2. And we had one guy on there who was like, this one video was worth my year's subscription to Patreon.
Right.
Thank you. So, yeah. And then on the Bear Independent YouTube channel, mainstream, the public channel, we've got the trauma medicine playlist. That's an 8-part, 4-hour playlist on how to use everything in a bear factory.
That's an awesome video series.
And it's not a sales pitch.
No,
it's like, you got a kit, this is how you use the kit. And it's essentially responder 1 done, one-on-one with the camera.
Yeah.
So you should go watch that if you haven't.
Yeah, Ed Vincent said, I've been using a soft T tourniquet for about a month and I don't even know it's in my pocket. It's the best for everyday carry. Yeah, it really is. And especially with the ankle kit too, the soft T goes in the ankle kit. Dude, you can't even feel it. And I mean, I'm not running my ankle kit right now, but when I do, I'll still carry a soft T in my pocket. Just 2 is 1,
Is it hot in here?
Yeah, it is, but I
What
think
the
that's just
hell?
like,
Freezing earlier.
I think they turned
it
the
was so
heat on.
cold.
I just heard Lauren volunteer to pay the power bill.
yeah, she
Did
was
you
like,
hear that?
I'll pay gas bill this
Yeah,
month.
she's like, I got it. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it, guys.
Britt, Lauren's gonna pay the power bill this month. We're good.
We
Nice.
have a truck that we can't drive right now, so maybe not.
That's all right. I don't know how.
So hi, Mitch.
These are like 2 different things. I don't know how they relate. Seriously, run me that money. To all the people who were talking about like dairy cows and stuff like that, I appreciate it. That's not what this is. We're not talking about that right now. And also, people have been milking cows on Shabbat for a long time, and there's a tour for that. Like, take care of your animals on the
Preservation of life.
Preservation of life.
Yep.
Like, don't go selling the milk.
Yep.
But yeah, it's biblical to take care of your animals on the Sabbath, bro. Like, I'm
Hunt
not
it.
gonna not feed my animals.
Hunt it.
But yeah,
I own a veteran-owned and operated traffic control company. All my people run RM gear.
That's awesome.
Striker, that's awesome. Will you take some pictures and send it to me, and I'll like send you some sort of prize or award and something, just because I want to see that. I want to see you guys out there in that kit. We'll share it on the social medias. We'll do the cool guy, blur everybody's faces and everything. But
That's awesome.
We love that type of stuff, man, and it's just more use case. And so maybe somebody else has a traffic control company, and they're like, oh dang, that's a great idea, So something to think about there.
Somebody asked when you guys were talking about tourniquets, what if it's a child, or you have an impinged limb or something like that?
Those
Yeah.
are 2
put the-
very different scenarios.
Yeah.
A child versus an impinged limb. So a child, you can use a cat down to an 1.5-inch diameter limb, which is very small. But the most effective, most immediate way to deal with a critical bleed in a child is direct pressure. It also has the benefit of actually touching the child, so you can reassure them and tell them that everything's going to be okay. They have very small physiology. They also have a much smaller amount of blood than adults do, which I just have to add a caveat. Don't do shit with your children. Don't live in a dangerous place that could require a tourniquet for a kid. But, Yah forbid you need one, there's a couple of options. This is the SWAT T, stretch, wrap, and tuck tourniquet. And then this is the Slishman device, AKA Slishy. And both of these are just essentially stretchy.
I've also got the S
And the S mark, which is a non-branded SWAT T. These are just stretchy. And they replace your direct pressure with your hand with stretch, wrap, and tuck pressure from this. And you just wrap over the wound until visually you can see that the bleeding has stopped.
Which kits include click clot?
Most,
a lot.
the Bear Fac, the Bear Min, the Arc, the
Majority of our trauma kits
Adventure
all have
Kit,
a hemostatic. in it.
and then a lot of the ones that it's an option on, I think, every kit.
Yeah, we give you the option for a couple of them to select it. Like the belt kit doesn't have quick clot, but you could get quick clot and you could switch out the compressed gauze in it for quick clot.
Yep.
So with that, if you guys have questions or anything like that, don't be afraid to hit the chat. Like we literally pay Heath to talk to you guys. Like that's what he likes to do for some reason. And so you utilize that. That's somebody who literally lives in the TACMed world all the time. Look at him. Look at him smiling like an absolute lunatic over there. Gosh, I wish you could see that grin.
Does the SWAT T and S Mark have similar strength? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Let's see. Crazy local Home Depot doesn't have anything to stop the bleed except small bandages. No, there was Prep Medic. Sam did a review of some comprehensive backpacker's first aid kit, and their bleeding control module was a 5x9 gauze pad and a pair of gloves.
What?
That's it.
But for what?
It was an Adventure Medical comprehensive hiker's first aid kit, and the bleeding control module was a 5x9 gauze pad and a pair of gloves. It's absolute bullshit. Strategic observations. Do you think the snake staff TQs will be COTC approved anytime soon? How often does COTC update their approved tourniquets? So regularly, they meet once a year to review all the medicine that's come out over the previous year, and they don't approve anything, they recommend. So that's really important. They don't give endorsements. They don't say this one's good to go, that one isn't, but they do recommend tourniquets. There are 5 that they currently recommend, and that list is the Cat 6 and 7, the Soft T tourniquet, the SAM XT, the TX2, and the TX3. That's what they recommend. Will snake staff systems come up, will they get the nod from COTC? They're going to need a lot more use cases, is my guess, before they get approval for that. And the original Gen 1 snake staff systems ETQ does, in my opinion, require some iteration in order to be a truly great product. You cannot train with it. And to the extent that I've talked with them about it, they're like, their initial response was, well, it's not designed to train with, it's designed to carry. Well, if I don't know how to use this effing thing, why carry it? Right. It's like saying you can't train with your handgun, it's just designed to carry.
I think it was Twitch that talked to them about that.
Yeah, and they didn't want to hear it.
No.
But I do understand they're changing their tune on that a little bit. And just to reiterate, I wish there were 30 good tourniquets on the market, not 2.
Yeah, dude. We talk about the snake staff, and we have a couple of them in class. Just because it never fails, somebody has it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to make that push or not, because the big thing for them is they want it to be an everyday carry tourniquet. So that doesn't apply as much in the COTC setting. But I don't know. Hopefully they do some iterations and COTC does recommend it. I think that'd be awesome. We want more innovation in this space. I know TaxStrap through Alien Gear, they're in the process of going to COTC right now too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's good for innovation. What you got, Lon?
I got 2 questions. Number 1, FSA/HSA approved, and the other one is, does quick clot go bad after a certain amount of time?
Yes and no. So first question, yes, HSA, FSA, if you have a Visa or MasterCard logo on your HSA or FSA card,
it's good.
Easy peasy. If you don't, contact sales@refugemedical.com and they should be able to work with you on that as well.
Yep.
Next, does quick clot go bad after a certain time? As long as the seal hasn't been broken and it hasn't been exposed to moisture, you should be fine. Now, define bad, because a lot of people still have like Celox granules and quick clot granules and shit like that, and there's a reason that we don't use granules anymore. The first and main reason is debridement. It has to be debrided, aka scraped and cut out of the wound when you elevate to a higher level of care. The second reason is in high winds or rotor wash from a helicopter or in rain, it's really hard to get the hemostatic agent into the wound. And we don't want it on the surface of the wound, we want it in the wound, which is why hemostatic impregnated gauzes like Celox Rapid and Combat Gauze and all that crap have come out over the years so that you can direct the hemostatically impregnated gauze into the wound, predominantly so that the gauze will provide pressure to the bleeding vessel, not soak up a bunch of blood and form a clot. Again, the purpose of the gauze is to press down on the bleeding vessel and pinch it off so it stops bleeding, not soak it up and cause a clot. And if the argument is, I can't pinch off the bleeding vessel, I need gauze in this wound in order to form a clot, then 75th Ranger Regiment did a landmark study on this that found 0 appreciable difference between regular $3 compressed gauze and $43 combat gauze, hemostatically impregnated quick clot combat gauze. Because now it has to do with the capillarity of the gauze, not the hemostatic agent. So I carry combat gauze for one reason and one reason only, the pelvic girdle.
Yep.
That's why.
Yeah, dude, that's a mess.
It's a mess.
Justin Winch brought up a great comment. He said, being a medic in the military for 14 plus years, I still watch videos and read medical stuff constantly. Main reason I don't use it like ever anymore and not teaching it. Always good to keep your knowledge. Yeah, guys, this is a depreciable skill, and it's also an evolving field, right? So it's not like where if you were to like, you know, be in roofing, like roofing's pretty consistent. There's not a ton of evolution there. Here, there's a ton of evolution. The doctrine could change because of the conflict in Israel. We've seen a bunch of doctrine change over the last year because of the conflict in Ukraine.
Prolonged field care.
Yep.
Prolonged field care is back. Forget your golden hour. It doesn't exist anymore. It's all about prolonged field care, which honestly is really good data for us to have, because if you're one of those people that's concerned that the system is going to go sideways sooner or later, your golden hour is gone too.
Yep.
And in a lot of places in America right now, the golden hour doesn't exist.
No.
The average EMS response time in the county that we are in is 47 minutes. Goodbye golden hour.
Yeah.
So for example,
You're not 13 minutes from the hospital.
yeah, getting back to Bob's point, doctrine changes all the time. And staying current with what the doctrine is really important, because even if the doctrine is golden hour, cool, where's your medevac? Oh, you don't have a helicopter and a flight surgeon? You don't have a golden hour.
Nope.
You have prolonged field care, which means you need to know what prolonged field care is regardless of what the prevailing doctrine is.
Did you see that newest question from Luis?
What's y'all's opinion on the Ratchet style tourniquet? I like it for the tack strap. I think it's cool in that capacity,
Got it right over there, Bob.
but I don't like to use it because it's hard to use it with two.
I've
Get
broken
it off.
too many TX2s and TX3s to trust my life to it. That's my standpoint. And knowing that, Alien Gear with the tack strap is working to make sure that they don't have the same issues that the TX2 and the TX3 do. But I've had a lot of TX2s and TX3s break in class.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
Yeah, this is the tack strap from Alien Gear, and they took, I think it was the TX2, and kind of modified it a little bit, like so. And this goes onto like a drop leg holster or something like that, and it stays fixed. And that way, if you were to have an injury when you were like operationally operating like an operator, you could then apply this with it already being secured. All you have to do is just ratchet, 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 and it shuts the blood flow off.
The other thing too is if you're one of those people that bitches about the price of medical equipment, stop even thinking about a ratcheting tourniquet.
Yeah.
Just stop. You can get 2 cats for the price of a TX2.
Yep. 100%.
2 real cats, not Chinese fake cats.
Yeah, and the tack strap is pretty dang expensive too.
What?
So, in terms of being able to train with it, how easy is it to train with the ratcheting system versus a cat? Because I watched you guys struggle the other day
Yep.
trying to get that, once you got it tight enough, trying to get it off.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Well, and I know, again, Alien Gear is working on this because you pointed it out to them. The easiest way to get the Alien Gear off is just to clip the quick release buckle.
Yeah.
Well, if you have somebody who's beside themselves in pain and is hallucinogenic due to loss of blood, and they just squeeze that buckle, you lost all compression on that artery and now they're dead.
Yeah, so I know I talked to Randy Watts. They're doing a Cobra buckle too, so that way it's really hard to open under pressure.
Yep.
Which I think is a good idea. And then we talked about putting maybe like a cover over the buckle or having some sort of slide over for it, so it's like, oh, you can't access that. Just something to stop them so that the medic could see like, oh crap, they're messing with their tourniquet. Because that has happened a lot of times where guys that know what they're doing, like actual medics, have put tourniquets on themselves and in the medevac loosened it one turn and died 30 minutes later. Like, it happens. It does, because it hurts. Like, these things hurt a lot.
And that's on the tack strap on the TX2 and TX3. The modality of failure is often that you can get it tight enough to stop the bleed, but then you cannot loosen it again.
Sandy Phillips, do y'all have veterinary medical kits for farm animals and or LGDs and pets? Yeah, for now.
Sure do.
Get on it while you can.
I'd get the canine kit or the adventure kit. And the adventure kit 0.0 is on top of my fridge at home. And I have used that kit on a lot of humans and way more dogs and sheep. So it works.
Yeah, the Mastiff is one of the few kits that you can also get fluids with.
Yep.
We have canine fluids in the Mastiff, so that way if you ever had to run an IV or something like that, you can do that. Definitely recommend. Definitely. I got one of them Chinese fake cats as a free throw-in from a tactical site. Wouldn't use it on my worst enemy. Trash. Yeah, you should call that. You should text me what tactical site that is, so I can, like, we can bully them, because they shouldn't. Why are you giving that out for free? Like, is it? I honestly am starting to wonder if it's a Chinese psyop. I
So-
think they're trying to get bad.
So let's go there. You got your Reynolds wrap? This is probably like a four wrap conversation. You're China, and you flood the market with fake Chinese tourniquets that don't work, so that when you invade and or you're fighting our guys overseas, and you shoot them or stab them or blow them up, they put a tourniquet on and it fails and they die anyway. Talk about a psyop.
Oh.
It's huge, and you're still getting paid for the product.
Right, men have done way crazier things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
That is not the craziest thing. I refer you to our own government and blankets with the Native Americans. Like, okay, come on, guys.
How about a canine kit and a pouch a dog can carry? So visual evidence, you can mount 2 of the 3 canine kits that we sell to the dog. However, in canine TCCC, that's not the protocol.
No.
The canine handler carries the kit, not the dog. But if you wanted to mount it to the dog, you can get the Roddy or the Shepherd from Refuge Medical.
Yeah. In terms of size, the Shepherd is like a bear fac, and the Roddy is like a bear min. So that's what you're looking at in terms of size. They're built out of the same pouches. The components are different because dog, not human, right? Or animal, not human. All
What's
right,
up,
guys.
Kermode?
We got like another 2 minutes. Let's shoot for 2 more questions in the chat, and then we gotta like hop off and do stuff with our life.
Nah.
Come on, we're not busy. We don't do anything.
Nah,
We just sit here all day.
What do you run a business or something?
No, trying. Yeah, so we got time for 2 more questions. Best 2 questions in the chat will get it. Nothing weird. Well, I guess you can be weird, but like we might be weird back, so be ready for that. I mount mine on to my sling pouch. That's a good idea. Yeah, I was talking to a buddy yesterday. He has a tourniquet on every single one of his slings for every single one of his rifles, and I was like, that's not a bad idea. I was like, I can get behind that.
Hemi is weird.
Hemi, you have been consistently weird the years I have seen you posting. So, but in the best way, dude. In the best way. Shout out to everybody who's here. We got 112 people in the chat right now. With that, guys, if you can like the video and comment and stuff for that, like for the algorithm, that's awesome. Payment plans, ? We have Shop Pay set up on our website, so that way you guys can utilize Shop Pay. Shop Pay for certain items, like they don't have an interest or anything like that. Like you can just do 4 easy payments. That's about as far as we're going. We're not big into the whole like go into debt to Babylon thing. So especially for like a $300 IFAC. I think that's foolish. Just save your money, bro. And if it's that bad, like give me a call. We'll figure something out. I'll give you my own first aid gear.
Get a BPK for $60.
Yeah, dude, and put it in a bag, you know.
Bleeding prevention kit.
Are the ankle kits still gonna go out on the 1st? Also, will the ankle kit fit over work boots?
No, we didn't think about that. Damn it.
It fits over TJ's ankle.
Yeah, so he has Origin work boots on and is currently wearing an ankle vac. Here we go. Another one. Skadoosh. There you go. Look at that. Look at that.
And for those, they're not ankle boots. See?
Yeah. Those
Shit! Why?
shite is
Sorry.
what we meant to say.
Shit!
Okay?
Son of a... Guys, this show is filmed to you live in front of a studio audience.
My refuge candle!
Have your cousin
man.
send another one.
It's okay. We'll be all right.
Box under the table.
Let the wax dry, and then we'll clean it up.
Whatever.
Yeah, and with that, the ankle kit, it will fit over the work boots, and the ankle kits, I think, might go out before the 1st. That's what my goal is. I'm really trying to get them out 3rd week of December. I told you the 1st to kind of give us a little bit of space and breathing room, but they're in production right now, and they're already filming it up.
That's awesome,
wrapping it up.
lamppost.
Yeah. 10 more BPKs. That is so cool. Yeah, guys, you can totally do that. If you're setting up like CCW classes or if you're doing training in your area and you want to get some first aid gear, we have training kits, and then we also have the bleeding prevention kits on a couple different levels depending on how much you want and capability. Reach out to sales@refugemedical.com and they'll help you out. They'll let you, they'll answer questions for you. They'll get you training materials. They'll get you pamphlets. They'll get you your kits. And they're an awesome resource for y'all. So don't forget to use those dudes.
I like that. Kale needs to do a remedy kit. We've actually been talking about doing a series on natural SHTF remedies, like what to do for a toothache and
Yep.
stuff like that, and it's still in the works.
We've been talking holistically, just trying to figure out the right way to bring that to market.
I have a dental kit video that I did on Patreon.
Yeah.
If you're on Patreon, just put in the search bar dental kit.
Yep, that's a good video. And I have dental kit on my whiteboard under new products. And I'm like trying to figure out in my brain, I'm gonna watch that video like 4 more times and then try to make a dental kit.
Or we could go out to my truck into the stomp bag and grab the dental kit that's in the stomp bag.
That makes sense.
Or
Dang
we
it.
could also do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Will the canine kit work for a small dog, 10 pounds? Yep, it'll work for a German Shepherd, which is 110 pounds. It'll definitely work for your small dog at 10 pounds. All right. I'm not seeing too many. Think you got enough Band-Aids to stick the candle back together? Nah, it's dead. Emailing Grindstone with no responses. Can I just call Heath and tell him when I'm out of scriptures or some other option? Don't want to stop spreading the news.
Hold on. Pause. Emailing Grindstone with no responses. Who have you emailed at Grindstone? What has your tempo been? What has your temperament been? Maybe the reason they haven't responded to you is because they're waiting to get more scriptures and to get back to you. Can you? Yes. But Heath is an employee of Refuge Medical, so just respect the chain of command and have a modicum of patience for Grindstone, because we don't have a shit ton of staff that we burn all of our money on.
Right.
We go do shit. And so probably the person that you're trying to email has been really, really busy building Caleb House or rescuing children or dealing with red tape, some bullshit somewhere.
Or setting up the new shipping.
Or trying to plan a nationwide event or some other thing. So could you call Heath and request scriptures? You could, but if you've already emailed Grindstone, pause, and they will get back to you. Tracking? Cool.
Yeah, also, doesn't Grindstone have a Shopify chat too? That'd be a good way to do it too. It'll probably go straight to it as another sense. But guys, we talked about this. We used to talk about it a lot more when we were a little bit smaller. Like, if you email one, don't go email another one. Because, like,
They'll go to the
exec
same
and
people.
admin team all communicate. We're all in a bunch of group chats together. And so what if you go from like one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other, we're just gonna send screenshots of that into the group chat and be like, okay, is this an actual problem we need to solve, or is this person just like vying for attention? And I'm not saying that's what you're doing at all. I know you're trying to spread the good news. Kermode, you're an awesome dude. And we want to get you those Bibles up. But right now, I will tell you that we just got the pallet of scriptures in, and they were in the process of setting up a new shipping center. So that might be why they didn't respond, just in terms of context. Ask mom, then go ask dad. Not smart. Yeah, dude, not smart. Don't do that.
Kids do that.
Yeah, well, punch them. No. And Sandy brings up a good point. Could it be that the email isn't going through? Yeah.
Make sure everything's spelled right. Don't put an E on grind. Like, for some reason, I would type in Grindeston. No,
Nah.
there's
Oh,
no E there.
that's not us.
Double check the spelling. All right, guys, with that, it's 2:17. We've been on here for about an hour. He's got a bunch of stuff to go do. I got a bunch of stuff to go do. Y'all got a bunch of stuff to go do. Remember, you are the message in which you decide to carry. If you're carrying anger, frustration, and hate, that's what you're going to put out in the world. If you're carrying love, compassion, and mercy, that's what you're going to put out in the world. You have the opportunity to spread the good news of our Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, right? Jesus the Christ, who came and lived 2,023 years ago, died and rose again for you, for us, for all of us. Spread that message. And spread the good news of a tourniquet and what it can do, right? Because these things will save lives, right? You can save their spiritual life and their physical life. That's a pretty big deal, right? I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but it's kind of dope. So, yeah, do cool stuff. And, yeah, don't be weird. I don't know. That's what I got. I love y'all. Shalom.
Shalom.
Do, 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 do.